Today we are here with a new content. The subject that I will tell today is a part of the historical side of the phone and the story of its journey up to the present. If you like the video and you want this type of different content to continue, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like and comment. Have a good time. Have fun. Robot announcer presents. Telephone is an electrical sound exchange device that provides information exchange between people and devices in distant places. The main principle in the operation of the telephone is that the sound waves emanating from the mouth are first converted into electrical signals. After these signals are transmitted away by various sending methods, this time the electrical signals are converted back into sound waves that can be heard with the ear. Every corner of the world is communicating with each other. Origin of the word edit. The word telephone is formed from the combination of the ancient Greek words telos far and phone sound. It was translated into Turkish from French telephone. Linguist Nurullah Atas has coined the Turkish word for telephone, but this word has not been established. For the phone, the words olsun and zınka are also suggested as Turkish equivalents. First phone. The first telephone device to transmit speech clearly was the radiophone, developed by Alexander Graham Bell and Charles Sumner Tainter. Two scientists carried out the first successful experiment with this device on February 15, 1880. The transmitter was placed on top of the Franklin School on 13th Street in Washington. Tainter took the receiver and began to speak. Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell. If you can hear me, please come to the window and shake your hat. A moment later, Bell came to the window of his laboratory on 14th Street. He had a hat in his hand. He paused for a moment, then began to wave his hat. The telephone was first used to talk over two connections similar to the telegraph system. Since one connection was iron wire and the other connection was ground, the losses were high and the sounds were mixed. With the development of copper alloys, the number of wires was increased. As the number of conversations increased, the connections began to fail. In 1886, a device, multiplex, that sends sound with different frequencies from a single circuit was short-circuited. Losses have been fixed with amplifiers placed on long lines. One of the biggest steps on the phone is automatic conversations without using an operator. With the Striger automatic dialer developed in 1891, subscribers were able to connect to each other without the operator's intervention. This mechanism was developed as the Bell mechanism in 1920. On October 18, 1892, the first long telephone line opened between Chicago and New York. After 1948, with the emergence of the transistor device, electromagnetic relay systems were replaced by electronic circuits. The electronic seeker system was first put into service in 1965 in the USA. Another big step taken over the telephone is the use of high-frequency radio broadcasts for long-distance conversations. Relay stations located at intervals of 150 to 300 kilometers transmit the conversations via coax cables and in the form of electromagnetic broadcasts over the air. As the frequency increases, the number of speech channels over a single connection also increases. With such a system, it is possible to make 3,600 calls simultaneously between two relay stations. This development was followed by conversations made via satellites. Intercontinental telephone conversations began in 1915. The first conversation was between Paris and Darling and in the USA. Powerful radio transceivers were used for intercontinental telephone conversations. As the effect of the ionosphere made it difficult to talk, underwater cables began to be used. The first underwater cable phone calls were made in 1950 at a distance of 185 kilometers between Florida and Havana. As the result was satisfactory, the same arrangement was set up between New York and London in 1956. The first intercontinental telephone conversations via satellite began in 1960. Telephone connection between the east coast and west coast of the USA was established with the satellite called Echo 1. This was followed by Telstar I, Telstar 2 and other satellites. Today, with the activation of satellites, automatic telephone conversations can be made with ships or planes. One of the satellites put into orbit by the Space Shuttle Discovery in 1985 allows 20,000 conversations to be made at the same time. The events that occur during a telephone conversation over an electrical circuit can be listed as follows. Sound energy is converted into mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Electrical energy is transmitted. On the opposite side, electrical energy is converted into magnetic energy. Magnetic energy turns into mechanical energy. Mechanical energy turns into sound energy. Since the propagation speed of electrical vibrations in conductors is several 100,000 times higher than the propagation speed of main vibrations in air, 200,000 to 300,000 kilometers per second, those who talk on the phone have the feeling that they are facing each other despite the distance between them. The telephone system performs three main tasks. It provides speech communication between two subscribers and generates call, busy dialing and voice signals between subscribers. In non-automatic magnetophones, these operations are done manually. The main parts found in a telephone tool are audio receiver, microphone, microphone current source, audio transmitter, headphones, summoning and summoning patterns, circuit breakers, switches, summon dial. Telephone devices connected to manual and automatic exchanges are different from each other. Each one contains some of the above items. The handset of the telephone converts sound into electrical energy and electrical energy into sound. In the automatic telephone device, there is a switch that opens the circuit when the handset is lifted, and there is a numerator on the front. When the telephone handset is lifted, an electrical circuit is established between the telephone and the switchboard. A tone is heard from the handset. When the number 6 is dialed from the numerator, the electrical circuit is opened and closed 6 times. Openings and closings in the electrical circuit are counted as signals through the circuits in the switchboard. Communication does not have to be in the form of speech. The computers placed in their local switchboards select according to the type of signal sent and deliver the distribution to the terminals in the form of analog telephone, digital telephone, facsimile, telex and television data processing. Thus, besides telephone conversations, television, facsimile picture and text, telex and computer operations are carried out very quickly and with high quality. Communication lines. Communication possibilities are very diverse. These technology maximum number of conversations: 2-wire analog radio signal line, 1 analog radio relay link line, 30 digital radio relay link line, 1920 multi-branch coaxial cable line, 7.680 fiber optic cable line, 10,000 plus communication satellites line, 20,000 calls. 2-wire talk circuits are not used outside of the city distribution system, as their losses are very high in long distances and the number of channels is limited. Communication systems are very advanced in terms of capacity and quality by making use of radio broadcasts. Telephone conversations can be made both directly as an analog signal and by broadcasting after this analog signal is converted into a digital signal. Analog signal was also abandoned because of echo problem and high signal noise level and switched to digital signal system. In digital signal systems, the analog signal is segmented into regular pulses. These pulses are then encoded and sent from the transmit antenna as 0-1 digital broadcast. Since the coding process can be done separately for each speech, thousands of speeches can be broadcast in pulses from an antenna at the same time. These thousands of broadcasts received from the receiving phone are decoded again in the decoder, converted into an audio signal, and reach the subscribers by passing through the central logic circuit. The coded pulses can be transmitted from the antenna as well as from the coaxial cables. Losses are much reduced in coaxial cables. Instead of coaxial cable, faster high-capacity and low-loss optical fiber cables can also be used. In the optical fiber system, encoded digital signals are converted into optical signals and sent. Optical signals are first converted to electronic signals and then to audio analog signals at the opposite switchboard and delivered to the subscribers from the local switchboard logic circuit. In a two-wire communication system, a conversation is made at the same time. However, there are 30 channels in the digital radio link communication system with pulse code modulation. Coaxial digital radio link communication system, on the other hand, has the capacity to send at least 30 megabits of information per second and has 1920 channels. Such a system, which was put into service in 1985 in Germany, has a capacity of 565 bit per second. In other words, it is available for 7,680 conversations or transferring information at the same time. Fiber optic systems operate at a capacity of 114 bit second and higher. Fiber optic communication system is the most perfect of the existing systems with its high capacity, ease of installation, no maintenance, and sending high quality. In summary, the names of telephone exchanges are electromechanical telephone exchange, electronic telephone exchange, automatic telephone exchange, intercity telephone exchange, transit telephone exchange, semi-electronic telephone exchange, semi-automatic telephone exchange, local telephone exchange. The biggest benefit of the telephone in practice is the rapid communication. Telephone calls made by mirroring from satellites through fiber optic, coaxial cable and electromagnetic means have connected every corner of the world. The channel capacities of telephone systems are increasing day by day. Increases in the number of channels make the phone even more practical. One of the important developments in telecommunications is the emergence of the cordless telephone. With the connection of shortwave radio transceivers to the normal telephone system, the opportunity to talk on the phone has emerged. With this system, there is an uninterrupted connection between regions, and even those who travel long distances can instantly search for any place they want. We have come to the end of another video. Thanks for watching the video till the end. If you did, don't forget to like and comment your thoughts.